welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to Monster Hunter World I.C.E, where it's kind of like an epilogue series of sorts that we're tackling for this week. Like, we covered all of the main story beats from Monster Hunter World. There is the stuff to, if we want to start off with Iceborne, we could right over there. But we do have a few of these blue exclamation marks, which I'm pretty sure will tie into some of the, actually, not the crossover monsters, but like the title update monsters that got added to World. Before we do tackle those, however, there's actually a monster I missed from the main roster when I went through. And I completely forgot that she was actually a part of the game. But she's one that, now that I remember... Oh, right, I can actually equip two of these. We'll go for that, I guess. We'll tackle her first because she is, again, part of the main roster. I just completely, forgot she was a thing. I do have to make a correction to the last week's Kieran quest. You don't actually talk to ecological research in order to unlock the quest to go after high-rank Kieran. It's supposed to be the impatient biologist, but I'm trying to figure out who that is. You're the smart one. You're the Lydian researcher. You're the research hunter. You're the one who we're supposed to talk to. Yeah, so after you find enough, the Kieran tracks, which, again, it's weird, it doesn't actually give you a meter to fill up for it, this is the one you'll talk to who will then give you a quest to go out for a high-rank Kieran. It is, again, just a weird way to handle Kieran as, an included monster of the roster, but I guess it was almost like a little bonus thing, how they decided to treat it. But we're not going to worry about that too much. Again, I didn't really go and unlock the quest. We took down the event quest that went for 2. There's not really that big of a difference in the high-rank versions. I think the only version that's really different is the Arch-Tempered version of Kieran, which has a few more powerful attacks, as well as one attack that's a little modified, but that's about all. But the monster we are going to go after today is actually a bit of a pretty powerful one that we just did not go after before. Okay, no wonder I didn't go after it before. I do not actually see it as an option here. Because we actually need to go after a Black Diablos. I completely forgot she was part of the roster. And I guess because she wasn't inside, or her quest wasn't offered as an optional one, I completely forgot they were, or that one was a monster included in the game to go hunting. And I don't even see an event quest for one either. You know what? This is what we'll do. This is how the revolt starts, because it is just go after a regular Diablos and then a Black Diablos. Yeah, we'll go to that one. Just that way we can properly say we've tackled every monster in the roster that is an actual Monster Hunter monster. I'm not going to go over the crossover monsters, like the Leshen or Behemoth. I'm just going to focus on the proper monsters that are part of World. And then last week was a little bit of padding, I'll admit, just to try to make the World I.C.E series last a bit longer until we can see this last title update for Rise and Sunbreak. It's either going to be coming out... I actually don't know when it's going to be out. I know the digital event is, I think, on the 19th. So I don't know if it'll be, the week after we'll see it, or it'll be, a day or two after we'll see it. Or maybe it even got delayed and it's going to take a bit longer. I don't know for sure. I'm going to try to have it so we go from World I.C.E into Rise and Sunbreak, just that way those two wrap up, and then I'll see what I want to tackle for, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't know if I want to hop into Iceborne I.C.E content, just because if I do, that is going to be quite a time sink to keep going along to armor us up, gear us up with the story and everything there. There's nothing too much that I feel... I mean, again, the big thing I had about Iceborne was just that I was terrible with choosing the right video render quality, and YouTube really butchered it to heck, so it is one of those ones where the series only gets watchable, I think, the last 3 episodes of story and then everything else after. Oh, I hear someone. Oh, there you are. Oh, yeah, we'll just deal with Diablos. One thing I kind of want to do as a video is trying to go into, a comparison of showing off, how long it takes to go after monsters with, all the same gear, but one with ICE active, no Clutch Claw things, one with just vanilla Monster Hunter Iceborne. Okay, I gotta focus a little bit. I can even recognize, like, I'm not doing the best commentary right now, just dealing with the big guy. There's a part break. I actually don't know if these guys will have, like, a turf war. I don't think so. Well, that made it easier to get shots in against Diablos. But yeah, I want to try to do like a time comparison of how long it takes using certain tactics, ICE mod without the Clutch Claw, just to see how impactful it really is using the Clutch Claw on hunts. And like, how mandatory does it really feel? I know I've been talking a lot and saying that, just like with how Iceborne changed stuff up, you feel really penalized now. You will feel really penalized if you do not use the Clutch Claw for hunts. But I haven't put like evidence forward as well with it to kind of like prove my point, which does make it a hollow argument. So if I can, I think I should probably try and do like, just run comparison videos and see like how it is for the different styles. Yeah, these guys are beating the crap out of each other, which is kind of handy for me. I wonder if I can even get the tail off. Okay, a little too close to them, I think. Okay, no, you know what? If you're going to go dig down, we'll leave you be, and hopefully that's... Yeah, Basil's leaving. Perfect. That actually worked incredibly well. One thing's about Basil... Ooh, I think that's the Black Diablos down there, isn't it? It is. So regular Diablos is down there napping, and then Black Diablos might be coming out in just a moment. But one thing's about Basil, if you were a gunner, you almost had like a wingman hunt, or a wingman monster helping you out for the hunts. Because as long as you didn't really tick... Uh-oh. As long as you didn't tick Basil off, there was more of a focus for it to go after any other monsters in the area. And because Basil is an evader, it has more of a tendency to only go after other monsters. Now, if you're a Blade Master... Oh. I was hoping to see if I could get the tail off. Let me just see if I can stay low and sneaky here. Might as well get materials I can. But, because Basil does tend to go after large monsters or encounter you as you're fighting another large monster, the staggers in that are really helpful just to, like, deal with it. Black Diablos, though, this is a threat to be careful of. Yeah, her charges are a little bit more wild than... Yeah, her charges, her digging, it's a little more unpredictable than regular Diablos is. Okay, that's actually thankful for me, because she's also very good at homing in on you, too. Now, one thing is when she is lining up a charge... Okay, and then she does have, like... Okay, so digging right into there, and then I think it's popping out, or... I can't remember. Is it regular Diablos who almost does, like, the opposite? Where if it goes into the wall, it'll actually, like, do a digging attack out. Oh, got lucky there with the part break saving my butt. Because that would have connected for sure. Back in base world, Black Diablos is probably the most punishing raw attack monster you'll go up against. Especially so if it's a temper. Not too bad to see the parts breaking off here. Yeah, you can see how much time that it has for homing in on you. I am actually surprised that... Okay, let me quickly run away from the wall, because I think it's going to burst out of there. Nope, other fight. Like, with how powerful Black Diablos is, I'm surprised the Vitality Mantle survived taking the hit it did. I also think Black Diablos' weapons had the highest raw base world. I know it had awful affinity. That was kind of offset, like, just the powerhouse that it is. Yeah, there's a nice bit of damage in there. Let me take that off. And yeah, you can see she just keeps constantly going until the last second. The best way to avoid that is just weapon away. Weapon away and just keep running for her, lining it up. Oh, careful, careful, careful! Yeah, go after Runa, please. Gives me an opening to use another Dragon Piercer. And that flinched her out. And that's, I think, another Slinger Thorn. This is probably one of the monsters where you'll want to keep like a Slinger Thorn or something in your slinger. Just because it's super handy flinching her out of stuff. And Runa with the nice blast blade. Okay, it's going out of the wall. Yeah, there she is. Truth be told, I think we could use a break from Diablos in the games, just because I don't think there's been a generation that has not had Diablos or Black Diablos a part of it. Like, we've had it Sunbreak and Rise, we've had it World and Iceborne, we had it Generations Ultimate. I know 4 Ultimate had it in, not Monster Hunter 4. But yeah, it feels like Diablos is almost like another flagship monster, just because of how frequently they've been included in the series, so... I gotta admit, I'd like just to see something else different for, like, in the spot they fill. Doesn't have to be another Flying Wyvern, but just another, like, big brute monster that is only physical damage. Give you another contender for, like, the heaviest hitting monster out there. But as you can see, there's a few tricks and turns for Black Diablos. I think she was one of the hardest fights in World, just because it was a little unpredictable to know what she was doing most of the time. Diablos, you know, was just straightforward charges, but Black Diablos would have curves, it would have dig, stop, fling out, go into a wall, come out the other side. It would keep you on your toes if you weren't careful, and because of how powerful she was, you kind of needed a good armor set to put up with it. But we got a few things nicely done there. We can take everything back. And head back with our first hunt for them taken care of. Yeah, oh, that was actually a silver crown for sizing. New optional quests, which I'm even wondering if like that's the way to unlock Black Diablos, is you have to have hunted a high rank. We'll take a look just in case that is how it goes. But first, as always, pet your Poogie.
Seems like they're getting ready to go out on an expedition in the forest.
Always pet your Poogie. And let me take a look and see here. So if I want to go to optional quests, do we have a new one? We do, and so that is what the requirement is. If you want to go after a Black Diablos in base world, you probably have to take down one high-rank Diablos first. So that's why I didn't have it like as an option before. That's at least good to know. So I cleared that up. We've now covered the entire base world roster, and now we have the title update monsters we'll tackle next. And it's one that has made an appearance in the series before, but it's still one that a lot of people enjoy, and I admit I don't think I want to see it every game, but I definitely like seeing when he does return, as long as there's some spacing between it. So we'll tackle the devil next episode, but we are good to wrap everything up here, just with a nice, like, small little thing, just to, again, make sure we've cleared the entire Monster Hunter roster, or Monster Hunter World base roster. So thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave them comments right down below. And until I do see you in the next video, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.